Hello friends, this is Shelby Oleschlager here, doing a solo deep dive with you all. I don't really have a theme for this, but there's been a lot that's been going on, and I'm just going to update you on the life of a barrel racer and mostly, obviously, a human that is dealing with the real life things, real life stuff that happens to us all. And we go to races, we go to events, we love our horses because it's an outlet to kind of forget about our troubles for a while. And I think we all have some sort of outlet. Even if you're not into horses and you're listening to this, or it's a different type of discipline or a different type of sport altogether, we use that as a way, as an outlet in so many good, positive ways. It's a way that we can get better at something, a way that we can push ourselves, we can push others. For me, it's given me basically everything. Having horses has allowed me to share my story through them because they've been my greatest teacher and they have taught me the most about life, even though with horses, they are often my escape from life, ironically enough. And I think we all feel that. We go to races on the weekends because we like to just get away for a while, like anyone else would when they want to go camping or go explore different areas. We use horses as our excuse to do that, and we love that. That's why we show up, right? I'm sure you can relate to that we go to these things to improve ourselves. We get so many benefits from it, seeing the countryside, seeing other areas we never would have seen before. Just so many good things that come from what we do, and just pushing ourselves in the arena, which also helps to push ourselves outside of the arena and let us grow in ways that we never could have without the horses or without these outlets that we have. So in my life right now, it's been a little emotional, as if you've been seeing me on Facebook or anywhere, you know that we have suffered in our riding community the loss of a member of our circle, of our family circle. She was younger, about my age, in her early 30s, and unexpectedly had an accident. And it's been pretty tough. It's been a couple weeks right now, and we've had both of our finals right around the same time, shortly after the news of her passing. And it's been quite an interesting experience watching everyone come together in support of her family, especially her husband, who also was injured in the accident and is unable to work right now. And just all of us coming together for Katie and her family during this time. And to me, it's a really interesting connection between what I was saying of the real life stuff versus our escape on the weekend. So we're bringing real life into the barrel racing right now of, hey, we're not just here as competitors, but we're actually here as family. And we will be there for you when something is happening. And we'll be there for you when you need someone. And like I just said, we're not just competitors. We're not just there to do what we love together. It is so much more than that. And maybe people miss that point, but I'm just saying on my end of how I feel about it, that I just think that that's such a beautiful thing that we get to share together, and we get to have the opportunity to be there for so many people when something like this happens. So at our finals, for example, there was over 300 at our NBHA finals in Canada. There was over 100 in our Ontario finals, and a lot of people this past weekend in our Ontario finals just came because they wanted to show support, and they just came to be together because this weekend was not really just about barrel racing, but it was about us coming together, doing fundraisers for the family that have lost their daughter and their wife, and just coming together to be together and to be supportive and to just literally do the weekend with one person in mind, and that is Katie Marshall, who has passed away. So it was quite a special moment. I wrote a little thing about it, because obviously it's been super heavy on the mind of just, wow, like we always know perspective matters, but when something like this happens, we can choose how we're going to allow that to affect us. And I, for one, want to always look at things in a way that will be a bit more of a positive in the end, not so much as something that's going to control my outlook and to affect how I view things in a negative way or cause fear or making me scared, because that's something we have a choice over. And I'm going to always choose to honor the lives that have been taken too soon for whatever reasons they are. I don't know, but we get to choose how we're going to honor that life that was lost or that was gone. So for me, I'm choosing really to use her as a means for me to live fuller, to live big, and to always just have that reminder that this isn't for certain. Nothing in this life is ours forever. And I just really think it's really important for us that I wrote something last night. I said that the gift of life isn't really a gift, it's an experiment, meaning that usually when you receive a gift, it's yours forever. It's like this is given to you. And as our life feels like it is given to us, at the same time, it is a life that is also taken. So it really isn't necessarily a gift in my eyes, as beautiful and amazing, and yes, it is something that should be cherished. To me, I was thinking that it's more of an experiment. We're experimenting our way through life as opposed to it just being a gift that's given to us. So when I think of experimenting, I think of how when we experiment, it's because something is new to us. And this life is all brand new to us. Every experience, everything we're going through is new, and we are simply experimenting our way through it to gather insight, to gain knowledge, to gain wisdom, and to just gain a sense of who we are so we can live the best life that we can while we have it, while we have the gift, before the gift is taken away from us again. And that's just a part of the yin and yang of life. With one, there's the other. With life, there's not life, there's death. And we all know that. So when things happen so close to home, and just the real life things happen in a world of our barrel racing where it's our escape from real life, it just is quite a wake-up call to realize that this life is all we have, and the people in our lives, and using the temporary part of it as a way for strength and as a way to put life into perspective of what is really important and what really isn't important. And for me, after this whole thing, knowing what's important is just sharing love, sharing our love with one another, being there, being seen, being heard, being understood, and putting it all out there as an experiment, not as much of, I don't mean like an experiment like that. I mean, it's in a way that we give ourselves the grace of life when things don't go right, to know that it is just an experiment and that we're just doing the best we can, and we all are just doing that. Simply, we're doing the best we can with what we have, and then it's up to us to choose how we're going to move forward from that. And everything that we do and everything that happens to us, either willing or not willing, life happens and we adapt, we go with the flow, so to speak. And I like to go with the flow quite a lot, and it just is allowing me to experience all that there is. And this weekend, even, I want to say, like, experience all that there is, because the emotions aren't something that you feel every day like that, but we can feel them all and we can accept them all. I think the emotion spectrum, we often ignore. Maybe we don't want to feel the things, or we don't want to even open that door, go down that road. But the thing that makes us all connected is the emotions that we feel, and that is really it. The things we do, yes, but it's the emotion behind the actions that are running us, that run us. So I challenge you to just feel all the emotions. When things are going on, feel it. Take time to feel it. Take time to process the things you're feeling instead of distracting yourself from them or pretending like they're not there or numbing yourself from the feelings. Just really feel it all. Feel the whole spectrum, because that is what it is to be human. Without emotions, we would be a robot. We wouldn't be a human. And that is the beautiful part of our experiment/gift that we were temporarily given to be on this earth. And it's that perspective. It's that perspective that I think is really powerful for us to remember and to keep in the back of our mind or the front of our mind as we walk through life. Just the perspective that we're here now, and that is simply it. We're here to do the best we can, and that's all I want from all of us. And I want us all to feel that, and to feel that support, and to feel others that are also willing to open their hearts up, no matter what life has done to them or what cards they have been dealt. It's up to them to decide if they're going to remain open or they're going to close themselves off from these feelings, and from just closing themselves off from the potential and the possibilities moving forward. Because usually if you were to meet someone that, life has happened, they get bitter, you kind of know what type of person they are, and you kind of know where they're going based on that, based on their past experiences. And that is also a choice, because in life, just like we know right now with what's happened, things happen without us having any control. We see people pass away, we see the things going on in the world. A lot of it is out of our control. So the thing that we control is how we respond. And I'm really proud right now to be a barrel racer, because I love just how beautiful everyone responded and came together for what we've been going through, which is the loss of a young lady in our barrel racing community who is very impactful. This also makes me just think of the idea of, it doesn't matter how old or young you are, but the impact you make on people is what counts. And it doesn't take that long to do that. This young lady was only in her early 30s, and the impact she made in that short amount of time is going to be rippling through our community for the next 100 years until we're all gone to remember her. And then we're all gone, but she made such an impact on our generation of barrel racers. And to me, I just think that is inspiring beyond belief, that she won't even experience or realize how much impact she made, I don't think, because when we all have come together for her, because of her, the amount of people, the amount of love, the amount of care and support, and even just stories of her. If you listen to a few stories that people had, you'd be able to really get an understanding of what she was like. And to describe her and how I think maybe we all could be a little bit more like Katie is that she was incredibly fearless in being herself. And I always, some people might have at the time back in the day, made jokes of whatever she was doing, but you know what? She didn't give a flying fart. She just did. She sang her song, and she literally did. She was a singer, and she took really a lot of pride in that, and she would always sing. Any opportunity she had, she would put her hand up and be like, I will share my voice in the form of singing. And it was beautiful, and I always respected her for that, because she didn't care. She just did, and just lived, and just felt and acted in ways that was just of service. It was very much of a selfless act, how she went through her days of just putting other people first, and also leading by example of how she can put herself first and put her things she enjoys first, and her pride and her horses first. And she just was that light, that example that you could look at. You could have that conversation with her about whatever. It could be about you, could be about her horse updates, it could be about anything that's going on, and she would just be there. She would be there for anybody. And it wasn't just like she was there, but she was fully present and fully there and fully listening and understanding and giving genuine advice that came straight from the heart. Always the best of intentions. And she just acted. She just responded and gave it her all. And for that, like, I'm so grateful and inspired by her that I was able to be a part of this whole experience. As sad as it is, I feel very lucky that I knew her and that I really am able to walk away from this whole thing with Katie in mind and the perspective that she's given me, and the perspective that when things like this happen, real life is put in our faces, you can't help but really think of it like that, of like, wow, what is really important now? Like, what really is important? And circling back to the whole experience, or it's an experiment. If you know what's important and you're looking at it as an experiment, with experiments, you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to fail in an experiment because it's only an experiment. And that is what's expected of you in the best way possible, is that you're allowed to make mistakes because you have never done this day before. This is all brand new. Just like when you experiment with something, you experiment because you don't know the outcome. You don't know. And maybe that's also partially why we love showing up to barrel races, is because we're experimenting our way forward through the means and medium of a horse. We're trying to get better, and then we go to a race to experiment to see if it worked. And we need to do that more with our life. Experiment, try new things, be bold, and not be afraid to be seen, heard, and just fully understood as all that you are. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can be. And you can choose now how you want to continue moving forward and progressing your life forward. Do we want to use it as an experiment, or do we want to say this is all fixed and that I can't do anything and I'm just helpless? Because I really don't think feeling helpless is a feeling that I think it does happen for sure. Like, I think all of us can say in some time or another that we felt helpless. It's not a nice thing. And so to counter that feeling, it's like, hey, let's think of things we can control, such as our mind, our perspective, how we take care of ourselves, and how we just move forward with this life experiment. So I don't know if I should go on and blab, but I just literally, it's been like an interesting Monday for me. I kind of have a headache. I feel tired. I'm just like, ugh. But I was like, I'm just going to pick up the microphone and just talk, because I feel like that's what I do partially best. I feel like I probably write better, to be honest. But when I wrote stuff, I posted on Facebook. If you want to read it, it's on Weekend Hustle's Facebook page. You can read the little write-up I wrote about this weekend, just our barrel racing family and what it means. And so I was reading it again, and every single time I read it, it could bring tear to my eye. Like, it can just bring up those emotions, and I'm like, I just feel like I'm going to share these emotions, and I hope this isn't too sad. I hope it's not going to be a bummer in your day, but I just really want it to be something that you can look at as a new perspective, to look at life in a lighter way, in a kinder way, and give yourself the grace and give yourself the love to just do what you want, do what you feel is best in your heart, and to love life and love yourself as you navigate life, because we know it's not easy, but we always have the ability to love ourselves as we go through it and love each other as we go through it. And I think with this world, if we all just knew how to feel love more, a lot of these issues would go away. So just go easy on yourself. You're experimenting. Give yourself the grace and the credit to fail and to try and to evolve and change and do whatever you have to do. Make a U-turn, a lane change, get off the road entirely, take a new path. Whatever it is, just do it fearlessly, and let's what I said this weekend after my friend gave a talk, I said, let's all ride for Katie. And I fully believe that we just put that in the front of our minds, and let's ride for Katie. Let's ride for those that we've lost, and let's use their passing and their loss of life as a way that we can gain strength and make what we have, our gift, the best it can possibly be, because that's what they would all want for us as well. And we all know that's what we want for other people, and we need to start wanting it for ourselves as well. So that's my little spiel for today. I will finish off just saying, if you want to connect more, we have the Rider Society that is opened up officially. It's a private off social media space, a safe space that we can connect. And I invite you there. It's open for everybody. There's the free area that we all can connect, ask your questions, just chat. We can hang out there. Also, there's going to be coaching and courses spaces available soon. So it's kind of an all-in-one platform that I'm working on, and I want you all to be there to gain the benefit of us working together with like-minded people, like-minded coaches, all here to help us achieve our highest version of ourselves. And I look forward to seeing you there. So have a great day. We will talk to you soon. There's no episodes coming out, so stay tuned for that on the Week Council podcast, and we will talk later. Goodbye for now.